What's going on, everybody? Hey, Ray. Hold on just a second. I don't know what's going on back here. Hold on. Let me see what's going on. Okay, hopefully I'm not. All right. Hey, can y'all see me? Is it a little dark in here? Got the sun behind me a little bit. Feel like you see me. Oh, okay. I feel like the computer is lopsided or something. Hold on, something's on. Oh, there's a cord underneath it. I was like, what in the world? All right. Sorry about all that. I'm ready. Let's see. Is it okay? Do I need to make it a little bit brighter in here? You said we see you. The garden is doing really great, I think. Last night I sort of kind of forgot to cover everything back up, and we did get a frost. So I have not been out this morning. I've been doing housework all morning. And so I'm gonna go out after I get off of here and check it out. But so far so good. How are things going in your garden, Ray? Thank you. Yeah, so I'm just gonna give a little bit more time for some folks to come on in the house and yeah, get in that chat because I love to hear from you and say what's up. I got 3 watching right now. It's okay if you don't want to chat. You don't have to, but we have fun in here. So it usually gets pretty interesting. So yeah, I'd love to hear from everybody. Started autumn cleanup. Okay, great. Yeah. So definitely cleaning up the garden is probably the best thing to do right now. It is cold. Everybody is experiencing the cold weather, but what I always say is why not get the stuff done now as quickly and as much of the garden cleanup as possible. So in the spring, all you got to do is plant, fluff up that soil, do whatever else you do, and then plant your garden, because you got most of the cleanup done. So I'm very grateful. I started cleanup, but man, my mom came to town and she pretty much got me together. So we we worked really hard for about 2 hours and got a lot of it done. So yep, need to collect some leaves for leaf mulch. Yes. And leaf mold. Yes. Um, that's pretty much the only thing I have not done was collect leaves so far. So yes, that is another task. Matter of fact, I may take little big girl farmer out in the yard and see how much help she'll be. We'll see, right? But maybe we'll do that before her nap and that'll wear her out a little bit. But welcome everyone. I'm so glad that you're here. Come on in, come on in. I know it's the middle of the day. A lot of people are running errands. It's Saturday. I love Saturdays, especially Saturdays that I get to chill out a little bit and hang out with y'all. And here lately, I'm not really on a schedule to go live. I've been getting that a little bit in the comments, or in my previous lives, people are asking like, how often do you go live? When do you go live? And typically when I first started, it was whenever. And then I got real good at going live on Thursday nights. And then now it's just been whenever I can get it in because things are slowing down but picking up again, if that makes any sense. There's just something always going on, but I love hanging out with y'all. So I will try to do that as much as possible. And I really want to talk about some things in relation to y'all saw the title of the live is what I forgot already, but something in regards to I think it was like a paint stroke in the sky is what I called it. And then so obviously I'm going to talk, and the picture was about lightning. So I just found and I want to share it because maybe there's some people that don't know about the benefits lightning and rain has in the garden. So we all know that our gardens like perk up right after a rain, but there's a reason for that. It's not just because rainwater is the best water, which I do believe. There can be a lot of craziness in rainwater as well because of pollution. But ultimately, the genetic makeup or molecular makeup or whatever you want to call it. I'm not a technical person on this channel, so if you want technical, you're not gonna get it here. But I will try to share some information that I've learned because I think it's really interesting. But what's going on? Oh, rain is okay. I thought somebody else is coming in. Um, glad we caught you. Yeah, I'm glad you did too. Rain is good. It is great for the garden. I'm just really excited about what I learned. So let me share what I learned real quick. I'm trying to find the article. So I was doing a um, just some browsing in a couple of Facebook groups that I'm a part of, and I found out that lightning there was an article called or somebody made the comment that farmers like lightning question mark, and I was like, who likes lightning? I mean it's kind of cool to watch, but what benefits would it be to a farmer? So then I was like, okay, let me research on Google and found this article. So it's from fourstringfarm.com, and it's titled Why Farmers Love Lightning. Okay, so fourstringfarm.com uh, created the article, and it's called Why Farmers Love Lightning. So it goes on to say, it actually says, starts with South Texas is hot and dry. When a good rain comes, our plants rejoice. So apparently, Four String Farm is in Rockport, Texas, and they wrote this article. I think back in, well, maybe 2010, um, or maybe actually I think it was 2014. Some of the pictures that they're sharing are from, okay, anyway, so 2014 they wrote this article, and so it says rain contains fertilizer. I was like, what? I didn't. Rain contains fertilizer. This is interesting. The air in the atmosphere is 78% nitrogen. Plants require nitrogen to grow, but they can't process inert nitrogen gas in the sky. It takes an enormous blast of energy to break apart those nitrogen molecules and convert them to a compound that plants can use. Isn't that something? This is where lightning comes into play. A lightning bolt is 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit hotter than the sun and contains up to a billion volts of electricity. A single lightning bolt can stretch for miles as it tears apart the sky with its power. And then it continues to say some of the free nitrogen combined with oxygen to form compounds called nitrates that mix with the rain. These nitrates are a powerful natural fertilizer. Raindrops carry the nitrates to the ground in a soluble form that plants can absorb. Isn't that something? And then it says this process is called atmospheric nitrogen fixation, where lightning creates fertilizer in the sky. The falling raindrops also capture other particles in the air, such as dust and pollen. The rain delivers this biologically rich material to the soil while cleansing the grit and grime from the leaves of plants. That is just awesome. And I'm blown away by that. So that explains why plants perk up so much when it rains. Um, and we always say that, oh, we are observe that too in our gardens that, oh my gosh, our plants just after a good rain, everything looks so much greener. It looks so much healthier. It doesn't even look like it's struggling if it was struggling before. I mean, like, just the rainwater really does something. So that little Google search just did me in because I was like, oh my God, this is exactly the reason why. And it continues to talk about why particularly it mentions the lack of rain in South Texas costs us more than the loss of water. We also lose nitrogen. So it talks about all that other stuff, but that's basically That's basically it. So I was like, wow, why nitrogen is so important to farmers and gardeners in particular. But I mean, that's so cool. So even what's going on, Diva, what's going on, UT, even without the lightning, um, I guess it's still light. I don't know the whole composition of a storm or how it works, but maybe we just can't see all the lightning and it continues to lighten. Uh, it's lightning even though we can't see it up above. I don't know, but I just thought that was a fun fact. And then the second part of the title mentioned what gardeners actually do, other stuff gardeners actually do, because it I mean, most of us have found out if you've been hanging around a while with people in your community, you find out that they actually like to do other things. And so yesterday I went live and I shared my passion, my love for crochet, and I really do like to crochet. It's really really fun. But wait a minute. Let me get back in the chat before I move on. Let me to that topic. Um, let's see. This topic kind of is a spin off of my mushroom talk. Plants really can't do anything by themselves. They need the rest of nature to survive. Yeah, apparently. It's just so cool how everything works together. I mean, it really does. Everything works together. And there is lightning way up in a part of the atmosphere that you can't see. Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah. So even though we can't see it all, and that's something, it's still working. Nature is still working, and doing what it is designed to do. I just and that can open up a whole can of worms, because I was having this discussion with someone the other day about how much sometimes, not all the time, but how much we can actually hurt our environment by intervening so much. And that can be bad or good. From how much plastic we use to using all these synthetic fertilizers or whatever it is that we want to. I don't know, y'all. I'm just talking. But when we intervene on and try to help a plant. I've been telling you about my citrus tree since I brought them in, and specifically the calamundan has dropped a lot of leaves. And it's like I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Is it getting too much sun, not enough sun, too much water, not enough water? Like, what is it? It's been a minute since I fed the plant, so maybe that's it. Is it outgrowing the pot? It could be. And just all these things are going through our heads, and we're always trying to figure out what to do next, how to help the plant next. And I hear this all the time, especially in the gardening community, when they're gardening and they plant something there's something coming up out of the soil or on their property that they didn't specifically put there. That's called a volunteer plant of whatever sort. It always does better. And people tend to not even bother those plants. They just let them be. And it turns out to be the best producer or the best looking plant or whatever on the property. And it was not, no one intervened and messed with it. And so it just makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. Hey, Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. Hello. Good to see you. So we were just talking about how lightning helps our environment, and specifically how it feeds our plants. It's something. Yeah, check that out. The previous part of the video, we talked about that. I read a little bit from an article, and so anyway, I just think it's pretty amazing how nature just does its thing. It just does its thing and doesn't need a whole lot of intervention. But yes, we do all these things like to help it, but and we try to help our environment. We do, but in the garden, for a typical backyard gardener, sometimes I've heard this 1,001 times this year. Letitia, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Leave it. Just just leave it. Just leave it. And so anyway, I've taken that advice. I have a lot this year, but yeah, it's pretty impressive how plants recover. So the second part of this live, I wanted to just ask everybody what are some things that you do outside of gardening. Most people are wrapping up their gardenings for the season. Gardens for the season, they're done. The summertime pretty much wears them out, and they're just like, I'm not gonna have a fall garden. Some people decide to plant indoors, and that's cool. So there are several channels that are planting microgreens and doing some indoor gardening. I had to bring my citrus trees in because I'm in zone 6B, so the citrus will not survive outside during the winter. So that'll keep me a little busy. Am planting some other things inside. So we'll see how that goes. But outside of gardening, what do you do? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do? A lot of people that have YouTube gardening channels won't feature their other you know hobbies on their gardening channel per se, and I've been going back and forth about that. Like, do I just want this to be a gardening channel, or do I want to add some things and change the name, or do I just want to start another channel? How much work would that be in reality? I don't know. Like, and do I really want to do that, or just let some things be what it is? But I do want to show you all something I'm very proud of, and I'm not a professional. I've never been paid commission on any of my work that I'm about to show you. I would like to be one day, maybe, but it's really amateur. I mean, so amateur. Believe me, I'm not a professional artist or anything. But this is one of the things that I do. Yeah, if you want, go ahead and post in the chat other things that you're interested in doing. One that you do now outside of gardening, and one of the other things we talked about yesterday was how your gardens can become a source of income. And we didn't talk a whole bunch about it, but we did mention it. And if you could wave a wand, what would that look like if you can make income from your garden that you're growing? Or has it ever been an aspiration for you? If not, put that in the comment. No, I don't plan to I don't plan to make money from my garden. This is why I'm purpose to do gardening. Then maybe, but we did talk about that. So just what I'm trying to do is just open the conversation, number one, for how we can help our communities by way of our gardens. Like, so our gardens are for us, right, and our families to grow food. Specifically for me, I want my child to learn where food comes from. It doesn't come from the grocery store. The grocery store didn't just magically wave a wand and that food is there. So she understands that if it's not for the bees and the butterflies and the wasps and all these things, that we wouldn't have food because they help pollinate. Yes, we can hand pollinate, but we're not hand pollinating everything. We know that, right? These creatures are working even when we are not looking, when we're asleep, whatever it is, they're out doing their job. And the plants are designed to produce a certain way, and so I just want her to understand that. And then she's learned a lot, and she's only three, but she has learned so much in the past year that it's just blown my mind. And so yeah, Angela's garden, Busy Bees Garden and Homestead says taking care of house plants. Okay, so these are some things that you like to do, other hobbies that you do outside of gardening. So taking care of house plants, decorating for the holidays, propagating plants for possible plant sale in the spring. And I mean, that propagating piece, like I was like, when I first learned about that about 4 years ago, I was like, oh, that's how people are selling plants and selling trees and shrubs and whatever else they want to set. They're making plants out of existing plants. Well, then how do you do that? Because I want to learn how to do that. That'll save me some money, right? And then, well, shoot, now I can, if I get real good at it and master that, I can make money. I don't have to go to the store and keep buying stuff. And then ultimately, I can make money, which is helping somebody else because they bought the tree. Now they're able to grow fruit or whatever it is. And then I can teach other people how to do that as well if they want to learn. I was like, man, I don't know. I don't really necessarily, I believe, yes. My Instagram channel, our handle is called at store underscore give underscore love, in that order. That's pretty much the theory, okay, or my belief is store for us, give the rest, and then you show love all the way around, because not only are you taking care of your family, but you're also giving back to the community. And it doesn't have to be this big thing. Any way that you can give back is great. And it doesn't matter how big or how small it is. Just give back. Just give. And I think that's the best way we can show love to our families, to ourselves, self respect, right, for ourselves, and then love on the community in that way too, by sharing. So, all that to say, again, there are other things that I do outside of gardening that I'm really passionate about. And I'm trying to get really good at. Propagating is one of those things, making plants out of existing plants. That's all that means. And so there's different ways that you can do that. Most of us know air layering, grafting. That's pretty much the only two. I mean, you can literally just cut a piece of a plant, put it in some water, and grows roots. That's another. I mean, that's pretty basic. But and those other things are a little bit more difficult to do, but they can be done. And some plants are easier to graft or root, or take cuttings from and root than others. Yeah, I understand that, but it can be done, and you can learn. In turn, spreading, those are great Christmas gifts, by the way. People that love to house plant, who those are, that have house plants and like to grow in their homes. You know who those people are. That would be a great gift. And it didn't cost you anything but some time and a little bit of maybe water and a little bit of soil and whatever else that you use to do it. But one of the other things that I got into a couple years ago was painting. And like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm not. I don't even know, when you talk about the shading and all that. I don't know none of that. I just do it. Okay. I'm not trained at all. But and I'm not saying that, hello, Celeste Ness. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So in the beginning of the live, we talked about how lightning helps our gardens. And there's a specific article that I pointed out and I read from. So go check that back out later. But now we're talking about what are some things that you do as a hobby on that to make, maybe to make income, but anything you do outside of gardening that you're really passionate about. So share that in the chat if you would like. And I know Celeste makes soaps. I think that's what you posted a video. You make homemade soaps, and that's pretty dope. I've never learned how to do that. I know some people that make candles and things like that. I've never learned how to do that stuff. But one of the things, like I was saying, is painting. So I'm going to share some of those. And again, I've never earned a commission from anything that I've done because I've just fooled around. I don't know if I should earn a commission. I never really sought that. I was just playing. There was a time in my life where I just needed to figure out other coping skills. And so one of this was painting. And that might sound cliche, but it really does work. Going to a therapist is great. And I really think a lot of people need to go to therapy, a lot, and continue to go, not just one or two times, but in our communities, it's not very, it's harder to talk about, mental health and things like that. I was just talking to somebody about that, but it is a good thing, and there are great therapists out there. Just like, you could go to McDonald's on one side of town and have an experience. You can go to McDonald's on the other side of town and have an experience. Okay, and it may be even better than the other one. So I do believe there's some good therapists, and I believe that there are some therapists that need to go back to school, but or try it again or whatever. But I do encourage that. I do encourage people that are like, I'm thinking about going to therapy. Well, you should. Okay, and there are all kind of different therapies. But this one, I just initiated myself. I was like, dude, I'm aware, not really educated enough, but I mean, I do have an education, and I don't feel bad about that either. I was the first one out of my family to go to college and finish. Okay, so I got a bachelor's degree in psychology, and then I went and got a master's degree. and social work. So I'm very proud of that. But that doesn't mean I know everything or that I'm better than anybody else. I just had a goal and I did it and I finished and I'm excited about that. But even despite all of that, sometimes you just need to figure out some things in life that you really like, that bring you joy, that sparks joy for you. And you need to do them often because it sparks joy for you. And I don't know why in our culture, we're just trained not to experience joy. Like if we do that, then it's selfish and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just all this other stuff. So I'm just going to share some of my stuff, my paintings. Hold on just a second. Yeah. Okay, they go little to small. Let me see if I can get them get them up here so maybe they won't fall off. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. Um, okay, y'all were. Oh yeah, yeah. Big cuttings, yes. Yep. I was just talking to somebody about that. Yeah, there's all kinds of different ways to make money in gardening, and you make the money. You are in control of what you want to sell, how you want to sell it, how much you want to charge. If you want to sell all of it or not. There's so many different ways. I know, Celeste, I'm trying to get to it. I swear. Food Forest Permaculture. Hey, welcome back. And so let me show y'all, and hopefully I don't hit any buttons on this computer screen. So this is one of my favorites that I did when I first started, and I did name all of my paintings. I don't know, every most paintings have a name. I think I named most of them, and some of them are really shabby, like just like Letitia. Yeah, your 3.0 daughter could do that, right? But I just want to show you. I just want to show you. And the reason why I'm showing you some of the stuff that I'm still proud of. I'm still proud of. And there are certain aspects of it that I'm really, really proud of. And some I'm just like, yeah, you need to develop that a little bit more. Because it doesn't matter if you're good or great or whatever. It's the fact that I stepped out and I tried something different. And I feel like in our culture, our Western culture, we're so quick to judge people. And it's like, dude, do you even know how long they've been painting? Do you even know how long they've been singing? Do you even know how long they've been gardening? Do you even know how long it's like we expect people to be perfect and perfection all together. You're supposed to start and be a gardener for 3 months and be a master gardener. Like it's just crazy thinking. And so I just thank you, Food Forest. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to share. So this is my favorite one. I have a few favorites, but this is my ultimate favorite. I was so proud of myself when I did this. And it's called the elephant of my dreams. I don't know why I named it that. This was several years ago, but that's what it's called, the elephant of my dreams. And so y'all ready? Here's the elephant. And the reason why I picked the elephant is because my mom really loves elephants. And so at the time, I think I was thinking about her, and then I was thinking about all kinds of other things like and anyway, it sparked joy, but I was also going through a time, and you'll see in the coloring, it's kind of dark, but there are little glimpses of beautiful bright colors. And I feel like that's what my life was at the time. And so, or at least I was trying to find those little bright colors. And so I'm very proud of this. Um, uh, okay, here we go. Here we go. Here's the first one, Elephant of My Dreams. Yep. Isn't that cool? He is so beautiful. So this is the first one, or not the first one I've ever done, but this is my favorite. This is my favorite. And thank you, Celeste. Thank you so much. Yes, he is beautiful. He is so beautiful. And I really wish at the time, hey, Supreme Family Garden. I think at the time I just used the smaller canvases because I wasn't sure if this is something that I wanted to stick to. So I just spent less money. But I really wish he was on a bigger canvas. I just love him. I absolutely love him. And so thank you, Food Force. So this is the first one. Hey, thank you so much, Miss Angela. This is the elephant of my dreams. He's beautiful. He is gorgeous. So, and then they get real shabby. Okay, so let me share this one. Um, and it's not too bad, but it's just what I felt like that day. And I named this pretty. It's pretty obvious, but I just like the colors. I just like the colors. It made me feel real warm and cozy. But also, the tree is very bare. So even though it's like I love to be in an environment that is full of warmth, but at the time this is just what I felt like the bush, just bare, like no purpose, no, I don't know. You just go through those moments, and I might have been just tapped out because it's not called the burning bush, it's just called the burned bush. So I think I was like overly compensating for something, and I was just burnt out. So that's pretty much what that is. Thank you so much. Thank you. I did too. And But yeah, but so these are the little ones. And then they get a little bigger because I think I decided that I just wanted to go for it. Now, this one in particular, I it looks very unfinished. And I really think it is. And I think there was a purpose for that at the time. But Yeah, it's very unfinished, but also yeah, just unfinished, underdeveloped. But I was really excited about the tree top on this tree. I never painted a tree this way before, and so I'm going to show you that one, what that one looks like right here. And it's a little bit bigger, so hopefully I can get it all in. So yeah, it doesn't look I mean, it's not the best, right? It's definitely unfinished, but look at that tree. I don't know. I was doing something with the shading and kind of got the tree popping off there. I was really pleased that it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to see the tree with the shading here. But anyway, that one's a little bit more. That one's definitely unfinished. And then I don't know why I did this, but what I'm thinking. Oh, I didn't name this one. Hmm. Okay. Well, maybe I'll come up with the name. I didn't name this one at all. And I was just telling someone that some of the history of my family, they used to, my family owns a farm, and it was purchased by two or three greats before an uncle who was a sharecropper. And the white man that owned the land sold the land to him, and that land has been in my family for a long time. So that's probably where this came from. I'm very proud of my family legacy, and so that's probably where this came from. I'm just going to show it to you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where that came from. But I don't have a name for this. I'm not really sure why I didn't name this one, but I didn't. So if y'all want to help me name this one, that would be great. Let me see. What y'all talking about? What are you poking fun at me for? What you're talking about? You're talking about my paintings when I die? It'll be worth millions? What? These little things, girl. Lord have mercy. A big forehead. Oh, thanks for listening. Yeah, his forehead was big, but his lips crack me up. I don't know why I, you know, painted his lips like that. I don't know why I did that, but it cracks me up. And I think because country people, like when I was growing up, I always like a lot of them didn't have teeth. I don't know. Old country, yeah, ethnic lips. Yeah, they are ethnic. Yeah, but caramel lips. Gosh. So, what should I name it though? Caramel lips? Ethnic lips? I can't take it. I really can't. I love his hat though. I don't know why I love this hat. I just love the hat. But there's that one. Y'all are so funny. This one is a little abstract. So I didn't understand the concept of abstract painting for a long time. And then one day I just sat down and I was like, okay, so I was thinking about uh I think I was at the time, it's called Brains. That's what I named this one, Brains. And um I think I might have been thinking about how my husband and I are completely different people. Just, I mean, duh, right? But like opposites attract, that whole thing, concept. And I was like, yeah, we're just totally different. And most of the time, and at this specific time, it looks like apparently I was clueless. I just didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what to do. I don't know. I was clueless. And his brain is always operating. He can always come up with the solution to the problem. And that bugs me sometimes. It's like I don't need you to come up with the solution. I just need you to listen, right? But he doesn't let a whole lot of stuff overwhelm him, if not anything. He's just that type of person. Now I'm just like, but it looks like in this painting I can do things pretty well, but then at this moment I flatlined, and you'll see it. So this is called you need the prices. Well, I mean, if y'all are serious, if you're really serious about it, not just I don't need help promoting, but if you're serious about uh purchasing one, then yes, I would be more than happy to tell you about prices. But I haven't painted in a long time since this, so but it is one of the things I'm thinking about considering picking back up. So anyway, this one's called Brains, and so this is what this looks like right here. So I don't know if you can see the two people. um the lips are at the bottom, so here's my lips, I guess, and here's his lips, and then you have the two brains at the top. All these are brains, but this is what the brains are doing. Can y'all see that? Yeah. So it's a little abstract. A little abstract. Yep. So anyway, that's that. And then here's the last one. Here's the last one. The very, very last one, and I am proud of this one. I went real big on this one, so I hope I can get it in the screen. But it just is what it is. There's no name. It just is what it is. I think I wanted to name it. I was thinking about earlier, call it in all its glory, is what I was thinking, in all its glory. But it's a beautiful picture, our painting. And I think we're headed in storage. Yeah, I'm going to have to wipe that off a little bit. Dusty a little bit. But here's the last one, y'all. Here's the last one. Hold on. Can I bring it out, son? Yeah. Yeah. There's the last one. Peacock. Thank you, Miss Angela. Yeah, she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. Sorry, I can't pull it out any more than that. But yeah, that's the last one. So I think most of us have chose gardening as for whatever reason we chose gardening, but we're also good at other things, and so I just kind of wanted to feature that, and also encourage others. Like, there, I don't think we're defined by one thing, or one way. And definitely gardening, there's definitely not one way to garden, definitely not. And if somebody's ever told you that this is the right way to do something, well, you know, it might be one good way to do something, but I don't think there's one right way to do something. We know that plants need water, right, to survive. So that may be the only, at its core, to have life, there has to be water in the garden. And but there also has to be other elements too. And then the way we do things, there's tons of different ways to garden. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I just wanted to share that. I don't think y'all shared though things that y'all like to do. Y'all holding out on me. Other hobbies that you have. And I do know a lot of folks are thinking about getting into selling more things from their garden. They're really thinking about that coming up. And I think it should be something that you really do think about. Don't just start one day and say, "Hey, I'm going to say," think about why you want to do that and how you're going to do it. What's the most efficient way? And some of that you'll learn as you go, but what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And then just encouraging people, find something or things or multiple things that you are passionate about. Life is too short, way too short to just to feel like you're just existing. We got to stop. Ugh, we got to get out of that. hmm Like, I had made up my mind 4 years ago that I was done existing, working to pay bills. I was like, man, I got to breathe. I just felt like I couldn't breathe. And I was here, and the perception that people had about my marriage. My marriage is great. I mean, we all go through some stuff in not just marriages, but relationships, period. The things happen. But overall, I could not ask for a better life. I've had a great life. Again, I've been through a lot, and especially in my childhood. But even as an adult, I've been through some things, and that's all good. I know that there was a purpose for all of that. It didn't feel great, but I know there was a purpose for it all. And I just want to encourage somebody. You're thinking about something right now that you want to do. You almost can't stop. It's like every night you go to bed, you dream about it. Every day you wake up, you're thinking about it. And if there is something like that in your life right now that you are just cannot, it doesn't matter what you try to do, how much you try to suppress it, you just can't, then you should be doing it. And it may only last for a season, right? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it lasts for 2 months, or if it lasts for a year, or if it lasts for 60 years. Who cares? You should do it. You should do it. And then tell somebody about it. Because I think, again, a lot of things that I do are unexpected. And but if we don't ever put ourselves out there, then, we'll never know what kind of return we can get. And not just money, but some people crave just to be just to be what's the word, not admired, but um affirmed. And so I think sometimes we just have to kind of put ourselves out there so we can get the affirmation. And it is a shame, but this is the way it is. Strangers will affirm you more, support you more, it seems like, than your own friends and family. But Jesus Christ wasn't accepted in his own home. And I have to remember that. He was Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't accept him. And so okay. But there were others that did. And he was the greatest recruiter, the greatest problem solver ever known to man. The one person that loved unconditionally. I mean, and I have to remember that. In spite of everything that went wrong and crazy, he made such an impact that we're still talking about him till this day. They're still writing books about him. They're still publishing one specific book years and years and years later. And so good grief. What's going on, Miss Christie? Good to see you. Hidden Harvest is in the house. Hey, what's going on? I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad to see you. Spreading peace is my favorite hobby. Hello. Food Forest Permaculture said. Yeah, it's just, why live in constant drama and quarreling and snarling and causing just chaos. Like for what? Calm yourself down. Have 10 seats and sit down. Sit down and get yourself together. It don't make no business. It don't make no sense. Um, yes, thank you so much, Diva. And I love everyone, but I just don't like some things that folks do. And that is so true. There's a difference because y'all know I'm all about the love. Okay. I'm all about the love. I am, I swear. But I don't have to like everything you do. I do not. That's not what love is. That's not what love means. No, 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 no. And that's a whole nother series, I guess, that we are, topic that we can talk on is what is love and what does it look like, and smell like and taste like or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I ain't got to like everything you do. Who does that? Who does that anyway? Mm-mm, mm-mm. No, no, no. I remember in third grade, I had a teacher that made us write a paper on what love was. And she presented her side or her belief. And she believed that love was not a feeling. And for a long time, I did not understand what that meant for a long time. And I still think about that every day. It's like if that woman never said that in class and I wasn't listening, I would not be able to process that now and I really understand what she's saying. And really I get it, but it amazes me. It's incredible. It's incredible the concept of love. Anyway, give no concern to who loves you, only give concern to who you love. Well, you're gonna go there, aren't you? You're gonna make me go there. I don't know. I'm not gonna go there. But food forest, that's some words um to chew on. Yes, it is. Let farmers in the house. Hey, what's going on at work? But had to stop and say amen. Thank you so much for listening. I just appreciate that. Yeah, I have a lot of listeners. You don't have to be in the chat, but we like to chat. We like to chat here. So thank you so much. And yeah, but good grief. Just it's okay. Gardening, one specific thing does not have to define who you are. And it won't. It won't, unless you let it or let people, because most of the time that's where it comes from. It's not. We very rarely. I mean, we have to fight. It's like we have to. It's a constant battle and fight to be able, and for some more than others, but to define who we are. Like people are always trying to tell us who we are. Well, I'm not skinny. I'm not, and I've never been skinny. I've been little before. And I guess slender. At the time, I thought, when I was a size 14, I thought I was fat. I thought I looked like a size 26 or a 36, and I happen to be that now, or 26 and 24. And and it's like, yeah, I could stand to lose some pounds, but who 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 put it in me that I had to be a size 2 and that a size 2 is the most beautiful thing in the world? I don't know who said that. My skin is light, but it's not as light as some other people. And uh who why do we let I don't know. It's like I growing up, I had a hard time with that. My skin is light, but it's not as light as mine. So you still are down here and I'm up here. And you need to remember that. Where in the world do we, it's girl, it's a whole nother. I'm making a point though. You know what I'm saying? I'm black, but I'm not black enough, whatever that means, right? Um, I wear dangly earrings instead of studs, so I must be, from that, or I choose to wear black some days, most days. I must be, it's like, good Lord, people, you spend more time judging people and coming up with all these stories and things in your head than you do focused on yourself and where you are and what you doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, and I just don't, I just, it just blows my mind. It blows my mind how much we're so concerned about defining who somebody else is instead of looking at ourselves. Woo, that wears me out. That just wears me out. See you later, Food Forest. Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. But yeah, y'all. So what you want to do, what you want to be, who you want to, I tell people sometimes, like, and I only say this, I don't say it all the time to everybody, but there are certain people like I really do admire. And I'm just like, man, in the garden community, one of those people is Miss Cheryl from Cheryl's Organic Food Forest. I don't even know this woman. I don't talk to her outside of YouTube. I don't, but just something about her spirit and just draws me to her. And I've told her before that I was like, I may not look at every video because I don't look at everybody's videos, like all of them. I may not look at all of them, but every time I'm connected to you by way of YouTube, something happens to me. And you are just real, you're honest, but you're so sweet. And you have the sweet spirit. Now, she reminds me of one of them people like she's the sweetest person and can be, but don't cross her, right? And I just love that about her. I love everything about her. And then the information that I mean, she really does create content and it's great content. But she's one of those people. And then there's people like Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead, Miss Angela's Garden, Garden Sense. I feel, a certain connection to them. And it's not a weird thing. It's not weird. It's just you flock to people that you flock to. And if I don't if I don't feel a connection, if you can't, and this might sound selfish or might come out wrong or whatever, but if I don't have a connection to you, if I'm not feeling you, I may still give you some time, but I'm just not. I'm just not. I can't get, and that is that for me, it's not that something's wrong with you. See, that's what we do. Well, what's wrong with me? Why don't she subscribe to my channel? Why don't she come in my lives? Wait a minute. Who you're making this about you and it ain't even about you. Like, stop it. Stop. Y'all may this may be and it is it's about defining who I am, who I want to be, who I want, what I want to represent, what I want to be a part of. All of it matters to me. It's not just about clicking on a button and subscribing to your channel. It's a little bit more than that for me right now in my life. I don't just watch YouTube channels and try to learn gardening just to be doing it, right? There's a purpose. And so if I'm trying to get to where I'm trying to get to, then I'm purposeful about every connection, every ounce of time that I spend every single day. I try to be as much as possible on what I do. And so it's like we've created a virtual community here, but if you cause a mess, I'm done with you. I ain't got time for that in my life. And I won't be looking at your channel anymore. And I won't be listening to you talk because it's toxic, right? It's the same thing if you was in my house coming over, or if I'm making an invitation to a party, yeah, I'm not inviting y'all to because y'all always cause a mess. I'm not doing it. I'm not hanging out with you. I'm not doing it's the same concept here. For me. For me. Okay. So I've got to surround myself with people that are purposeful, that are intentional. And I just feel like if you are on that list, you on that list. If you're not, you're not. It has nothing to do with you per se. It's just where I want to be right now in my life. And I don't know. Maybe that was too deep. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But anyway, that's just what it is. So spend some time on you this winter. Think about, really think about it. Reminisce, get a notebook, something. I don't know. Write some stuff down. You know, 2020, not a resolution. I'm not talking about resolutions. God knows resolutions never happen, right? We set them and we never reach them. This is a spiritual thing. This is like inside in my soul. Where do I want to be? Who do I want to be? What kind of tone do I want to set for myself this year? It can, in regards to anything, not just gardening, but maybe it is. Maybe I want to do this more in the garden. I want to learn this. Set goals for yourself and see just what happens if you spend a little time being concerned about you instead of being concerned about other people. I don't know. Try it and see what happens. Um, yeah. Yeah, vision boards are wonderful. I have tons of those around. Matter of fact, I wish I could show you one right now on the wall. And maybe I'll talk about that a little bit more and make that a thumbnail. But yeah, and let me put my glasses on. But it says stuff like listen. So, I guess at the time that I made this, It says listen, learn, and grow. Tisha, stop talking so much. Maybe you should listen a little bit more and try to learn and grow. Um, you've got to always work, always be learning, always be grinding. That's what it says. Willing. There's a word on there. I put willing. Have energy. You know, um, be purposeful. Make your business socially responsible. That's on my vision board. Change your thinking. Change your results. I'm gonna show that. I'm gonna make that a thumbnail so we can talk about this and have a discussion about some of this stuff. Yeah. So that's just where I am right now. And every time I sit in this chair, I see that board, and it kind of brings me back to focus on your growth. That's on the board. Focus on you. Yeah. Yeah. And vision boards, people sometimes are like, good Lord. You made one vision board, you made them all. Well, that's unfortunate that you think that way. Because I think they can really, if they're supposed to be used, not for pie in the sky dreams, but to really help focus you on some things. And the goals or the vision may not happen that year or the next year. It may be 20 years from now. But it's a reminder, and it's an effort that you've put forth to even make a board. That's huge because it causes you to reflect on you. And I don't know. I think it's a great tool. It's one great tool. It's one great tool. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate everybody who has showed up and come in the chat. Yes, please like, subscribe, share, whatever you would like to do. Miss Angela says it helps me to remain focused and to be able to revisit them. Yes, to see if progress is being made. And that is the ultimate like reason. Like we set goals and all these have goals and dreams and visions, but do we really reflect on what we've done? So that's something, yeah, that I'm at this time of year will make you do that. Okay. Anyway, I think it's just built into the mechanics of the season and the change and all that kind of thing. Everything's going dormant, everything's changing, the leaves are changing colors and falling off. It's just like the nature is designed that way too, and I think we are too. It just depends on how serious you are about taking an opportunity to explore that part of your life, the now. And if you're open to that. What's going on? Well, I'm gonna say mama. Hey mama, what's up? Y'all know I got a mama, right? Only one, and there's only one person in the world I call mama, and that's my mama. Hi, ma. What's going on, mama? Oh, thank you. She put my keys in the mail finally. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I need my shed keys, y'all. She came down here and visited, took her a little big old farmer and helped us as we were campaigning with Joe. And then one thing led to another. We ended up in the garden, and then she put my shed keys in a pocket and left with them. Lord have mercy. So yeah, thank you, mama. Debbie said we love you. Oh, good. Yeah, I know. Mama needs to get a channel, don't she? She's probably blushing right now. Oh, you at work? You still at work? Okay. You working on Saturday? Wait a minute. When they start working you on Saturday? I don't like it. Yeah, Mama be getting it done. Yes, she does. Uh-huh. She sure does. My mama is the strongest person I know. She is the strongest and most um and loves hard to the point where she just drives herself crazy. And I told her about that. I'm like, well, because I know. I mean, I'm my mama, okay, and so but I've learned quicker, I think, than some people in life that and it's just sometimes you gotta let some stuff go. But my mama is pure. She is so pure. She's crazy now. She can get there. She can go there. Don't get me wrong. Okay. I grew up with my mama, so I know how she is. She can go there, but she would do anything to try to help you first. And maybe she had to beat you up along the way. But believe me, it helps you. It helps you. I love my mama. She's oh goodness. Let's see, Miss Bowles. It was great to see you in the video. Yeah, Letitia, get the switch, honey. I can count on my hand, one hand, how many times I was told to go get a switch. My mama will vouch. I did not get my butt whooped. I wasn't taking a whooping for nobody. I got spankings, and my mama though she would not hit. She would not hit us with her hand. She threw stuff. Mommy, you know you threw stuff, but she always told me this. I ain't hurting my hand for nobody. So she didn't, but I didn't get whoopings. I did not. I did everything I possibly could to avoid a whooping. It hurt. I wasn't taking a whooping for nobody. And I did take a few for something. I did take a few for my brothers and sisters. Yes, I did. Because I was the most responsible one, apparently. And the one that everybody, Letitia makes sure they in order. So if they were out of order, I got a little bit. But whatever. It is what it is. It made me who I am today. But my mama is amazing. She is. I know, right? Me too. I'm tired, boss. Yeah, I know that's right. Should not be working on the weekend. Um, Dee Dee, hey. See, I'm always about to hang up, and then y'all come on in up in here. That's crazy. Everybody coming to the party. Mm-mm. Hey, Dee Dee, it is good to see you. Actually, like really, I hope that you are doing well. Um, Diva only child got all the whoopings. But you deserve them. You always say that. Yeah, you deserve them. Hey, there was a couple. I will admit to that. There was a couple I did deserve. I did. I had no business doing what I was doing. But most of the time, mm-mm. I shouldn't have got that whooping. And I really didn't. I really didn't. Matter of fact, my grandfather, my mother's father, he passed away 4 years ago. That man whooped me one time, and he was devastated when he whooped me. And then he apologized because it wasn't me. He thought it was me, but it wasn't me. And he apologized. I'll never forget that. I was a child, and he apologized to me. That's just what type of man that man was. Oh God, I miss him so much. But yeah, I didn't get whoopings very much. I didn't want them. Nope, I was not a goody two shoes. I just didn't want to be in trouble. Who wants that? And then you're grounded from your room and in your room, can't do nothing. I didn't understand why. Now my sister and my brothers would risk it. They did not care. They wanted what they wanted, and that's what they did. They got what they were after, and if it cost them, it cost them. I just could not live that life. I didn't get it. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Ah, Dee Dee. Everybody wants to know how you doing. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Um, Let me see something real quick. Let me back it up. Okay. But yeah, y'all. So, again, let's just do this. Let's just do this and be the best person you could be today. I just you are not responsible for anybody else's behavior but yours. Nobody else's but yours. And that's the way it's always been, believe it or not. And sometimes we do things that we're not proud of. That is okay. It happens, and it's going to happen again too. As much as we try to prevent that, it'll still happen. Okay. But you are responsible for your behavior. It's nobody else's fault. It doesn't matter what they said or what they did or how they looked at you or what they didn't do. It doesn't matter. And I always try to teach a little bit girl farmer that. It's like it's fine. It is normal to have emotions. It's normal to be upset. It's normal to be sad. It's normal to be happy. It's normal to be angry. But what you do when you are happy, sad, angry, whatever, that's what matters. That is what defines you in that moment. In that moment. Doesn't mean that you can't change or do something different next time. But in that particular moment, you got to decide who you're going to be, what you're going to do. And so you are held responsible, accountable for that moment. So just decide, make a decision. If you want to wild out. But understand that's what you chose to do. Nobody made you do it. You chose to do it. Yep. Dee Dee said, I hate spanking my sons, but I will. I know that's right. I know, well, and I know people have, whatever, whoever, whatever. You have opinions about spankings and all that. We're not getting into that. But yes, I agree, Dee Dee. I was raised a certain way, and I'm fine. And I believe I turned out to be fine. Um, and, but we all come from different backgrounds, all have different beliefs. That's cool. That's cool. Again, focus on you. Focus on you. Define who you're going to be. Um, all right, y'all. Well, I hate to cut it short because I know some people have come in the live and I'm really happy that you're here, but I have been on here an hour and 5 minutes. So I am going to head out of here and make sure Little Big Girl Farmer's on our way to take her nap. It was so good to see everybody and talk to everybody. I love y'all so much. And y'all can see the sun has shifted. If you are interested in any of the paintings, cool, let me know. Or if you have something that you want painted, that would be cool. I'm not used to that part. Taking I don't think I've ever, all of that has been for me, so maybe I won't do that, maybe I won't do that, but I know some really great artists. In particular, my mom knows several great artists, and one in particular, and he is amazing. Let me show y'all something before I get off. I know I said I was leaving. 1 second. Here I come. This guy. Now I am gonna have to get up and hi Starduster, good to see you. I'm the artist. You have to go back and watch, but or I'm not an artist. I can't call myself an artist. I'm an amateur. But I did share some things that I did. But this guy in particular, y'all, honey, he blew me away. Blew and continues to blow me away. But he did this a Little Big Girl Farmer. Little Big Girl Farmer was a year old in this picture. And I don't have the original picture. It's in a photo album somewhere, but it's exactly like the picture. And he did such a great job. So if you are interested, this guy will paint whatever you want. Okay. And just drop me an email or text me. Some of you all have my number. But bearfruitgardening@gmail.com, and I can definitely get you hooked up with this guy. And but it is worth the money. And let me show you. This is a Little Big Girl Farmer when she was a year old. Okay, so I do have to get up and show you this because it's pretty big. And this was a Christmas gift that my mom purchased for me, and I absolutely love it. And I'm forever grateful for her. But it's huge. So let me show y'all how it's gonna be uh, here in just a second. Okay, I have to get up because it's pretty big. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, he did an amazing job. I mean, it's almost like, I mean, literally, I felt like my child is on a canvas. Oh my gosh. Isn't that something? I mean, all the way down to the little diaper sticking out of her pants. I mean, just amazing. Y'all see that? The light is not, I mean, it's almost too bright in here. But isn't that something? Thank you. Thank you so much. It is beautiful, amazing. So, I mean, he does a tremendous job. I was so pleased. He does sketches, he does oil paintings, pretty much anything that you want. And so if y'all are interested in something like this, or whatever, he can do whatever. So just let me know and I will definitely connect you all. But he is absolutely amazing. Absolutely. Yeah, this is a little big girl farmer when she was 1 years old. Look at the little teethies, and even got like a drip of slobbers right there. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it is something. The detail. Yep. It just like the picture. I've got to find that picture. But yeah. All right, y'all. So thank you all so much again for tuning in. You want one of yeah, you I seriously. All you got to do is email me. Email me and we can hook that up if you want one of you. I mean, he does a lot of portraits. That's really his best seller. And he does a lot of other things, but the portraits are his best seller. So uh, yeah, bear fruit gardening, BAR, like the bear, like a bear, right? Bear fruit, right there it is. Bear fruit. I don't know if y'all can see that. The sun is kind of bear fruit gardening, not gardener, gardening. This channel is called Bear Fruit Gardening at gmail.com. And I would be more than happy. Actually, if my mod is still in the house, can you type that in the chat for me? Barefoot Gardening at gmail.com. And if you're interested, then let me know. I'm also going to let you all know soon about seeds that I have available for sale. And so, I'm kind of dabbing my foot in that a little bit. But yes, barefoot gardening at gmail.com. Thank you so much, Diva. But yes, till next time, you all. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for your time and coming in the live. I'll talk at you later. Peace.